Hi, my name is Sunny Barrus, and I am excited to be taking this children's lit class. I live in Rexburg. Actually, I'm just a couple of miles from the university, but I am finishing my degree online. I started my degree 20 years ago at Ricks College, and I graduated from there. And then after serving a mission, I went to school in Provo, where we left. I married my husband, and we left to get his graduate degree before I finished. So 15 years later, I'm back finishing my degree. My major was English literature there, but they don't offer English lit as a major online, so I'm doing a university studies degree with a minor in English. Something interesting about me, it's probably not very interesting for this class, but I love to read, and I attend 3 different book groups each month. So those books generally keep me busy. I'm trying to get those read as well as do all my coursework, so I'm feeling pretty busy these days. But some of my books, I had a really hard time narrowing down my 10 favorites, so I went through my children's bookshelves and just pulled off some of our favorites that we read together. My kids are 9 and 11 now, so we don't read very many of these picture books anymore. They read more. Are some of our favorites. So the first one is Ruby in Her Own Time. This was the first book I bought for my daughter Ruby, and I bought it before she was born. So it's been one of our favorites and really quite prophetic, as it's about a little duckling that does things in her own time, which is just like my daughter. And then we have these Usborne books, the touchy-feely books, and this was the first book I bought for my son Jack. That's Not My Teddy, and we love them because they're great for little kids as you're reading them to be able to feel the different materials in the books. We also have loved reading Frog and Toad books by Arnold LaBelle. They're really funny, and they're great for young readers who are just starting chapter books. We love Dr. Seuss at our house. So one of our favorites is One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. I think it was my kids' favorites because they could memorize the lines or some of them before they could read. We also love the Llama Llama books by Anna Dewdney, and the first one, Llama Llama Red Pajama, is one of our favorites. The Gruffalo is a great book with a lot of great illustrations. It's really fun to read. The Giving Tree was one of my favorites when I was a kid, and my kids have also loved this book. So quite often it gets pulled off the shelf, even now when we decide to have bedtime stories when they're not reading their chapter books. A book I was introduced to last year through a book group is The 100 Dresses by Eleanor Estes, and it is an older book, but it is wonderful. It was the 100th book we read for our book group, and it's a great book on teaching children to be kind to other children. One of the books that I remember reading, it's probably on the border of young adult and, well, it's probably young adult, but I read it when I was 11 the first time, and I have read it countless times, and it is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Really a wonderful book if you haven't read it and if you like science fiction. And then the last book I picked, I read a few years ago. It's called Ella Minnow Key by Mark Dunn, and it is a very clever book. It's about a young girl named Ella Minnow P, who lives on an island, and they have a sentence made from all the letters in the alphabet, and as on one of their city monuments, and the letters start to fall off, and they decide that as the letters fall off, they can't use those letters anymore, or you are put in jail if you use words that contain the letter that fell off. So the book is a series of letters as she's writing to her cousin and other people that she has to get very creative in her spelling and in the words she uses. So it's really just a wonderful, fun book, and I would recommend that actually for anyone looking for a fun book to read in this class. And I'm excited to get introduced to new literature and to get to know each of you.